Hey, hey, hey. Today I want to talk about faith, newness, the faith walk. I want to share 3 ways that I believe that not only help me, that are tried and true in the journey of faith for me. And faith is a religion. It is a religious term. It's a spiritual term that's often used, walking by faith, not by sight. And I think it is extremely important to continue this practice throughout your adulthood, especially in your 20s, where there's lots of uncertainties. The unknown is forever present. And it is important in this decade to start walking the faith walk in a new way. So I want to share 3 ways that help me, 3 ways that enrich my journey. I shared before, I definitely didn't really struggle with going to church or having practices as a child because I was the daughter of a minister, had a very great foundation in that area, and I'm very grateful for that. But what I would say is most people, I believe, on this channel, even my audience, and just in life, you probably already been given someone to believe in. So my first thing is I'm going to tell you is to believe in yourself. I knew the voice of my parents. I knew the voice of God, but I was missing my own voice. And faith to me is understanding who you are. And the only way that you can do that is start to believe in yourself. You're going to have to do some things that are new. So faith is always about newness. If you think about, again, the unknown it feels fearful. It feels scary. We don't know what our future is going to look like. Then you start with belief in yourself. We have to believe in a higher power. I'm assuming you're already there. If you're not, you do need a higher power, something higher than yourself. But I love to talk about that you inside of you. That's a higher power, the future self. Believe in that person, that adult version of yourself. I love Matthew McConaughey. He talked about on one of his, he won an, I can't remember an award, but basically, they said, who's your hero? And he said, my 80-year-old self. And I truly believe in that. I love having those conversations with our older self, our future self. And I did this in my 20s. I didn't call them my so much older self because, again, I was on the journey at the time. But I would say the mother, the wife, these roles that I desired in my life. What type of mother did I want to be? What type of wife? What type of lifestyle? And it's a belief in self. Okay, if this is what I want, or what type of mom do I want to be? And all those in their 20s, to me now, they're kind of surface, but that was my truth in my 20s. But I would tell you, take the roles out of it. What type of person do you want to be? That's going to encompass all of the roles that you choose, whatever they are. So the belief in self is starting with character. It's starting with doing some hard things, some challenges, doing something new that has to do with you. Okay. Now, what does that look like? For me, I'm going to share, it goes back to me starting to do something like looking at my life, looking at very practical and basic things. I'm going to the F-bombs as always. Family, I just shared the family component. That was belief in self. This is what I wanted for my future, so I'm starting now. I'm not going to rush and have kids today, but I do understand the value that I want to bring to my children's life when I have them. If I'm married or when I get married, what type of marriage do I want to have? These are conversations. They're very real. They're basic, but they're truth because that's your life. So believing in yourself, the things you want, you desire, my career, look in those areas, components, relationships, that's going to take care of friendships, dating. What type of person do you want to show up in that area of your life? Believing in yourself that you can be that person in the character-wise. Start in practicing that now. How do you show up in your career every day? Belief in yourself that you can show up on time. Belief in yourself that you can be kind. Belief in yourself that you can give. And then we go to the other areas. Belief in myself that I can work out. I'm going to go work out. Belief in myself that I can overcome this obstacle or this challenge maybe I'm facing in college or that I'm having in my relationship. Belief in self just means that I have the capacity to do something that makes me better. We don't want to make this thing grandiose and too complicated that I believe traditions have done for us. This thing is not as complicated as we make it. It's not easy, but it is a simple process of presence, believing myself in this moment. What am I trying to accomplish? And it does expand to more goals, but I'm talking to the 20-year-old you, the me that was really under like, okay, where do I start with faith? The newness piece, this newness feels uncomfortable, but because you're growing, you're changing, you're challenging yourself. So start with believing in yourself in every area of your life. I have the capacity in this moment to do something challenging, belief in self, to do something new, okay? The second thing I would say is most definitely embrace uncertainty. if you know everything you're supposed to do, what type of life is that? You know, there's no blueprint truly for these things. There's some principles, there's some things your family has instilled in you, but uncertainty is a beautiful space. I know it's not easy to think of it that way, but it is. It's like, la, 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 la. What are we going to do today? It's a magical space. It's a childlike space. In your 20s, you got to let go of the control. If you're a controlling person, by nature, that's a very hard space. If you're a planner, if you're an organizer, and I am by nature, I like to plan, I love to organize, but there's also a free part of me that loves to explore, that's like, and this is boring. That's gonna, you know, the optimistic, the hopeful. And that's what you have to practice and strengthen, those optimistic, those hopeful muscles in your 20s, because that's the uncertainty. You're not gonna know everything. You're not gonna know what tomorrow brings. But again, you have a belief in a higher power, whatever that is for you. And then you have belief in yourself. That's going to carry you through the uncertainty, the tough times. And how do we get through tough times? Again, uncertain times, they're going to present challenges again. We understand that the resilience, which means the things that we've done in the past, that's the strength and the muscles that we build. We have to, it's a continual drip. Because if we never do anything new, we never build faith muscles. Faith is newness. It's all about newness. How do you get more confident? You do more things. And it has to be a challenge. That's the piece I'm really big about. Remember, self-discipline is the highest form of love. It has to be something that brings some tension, to bring a little stretch. If it's comfortable things like going to a new country every other month, taking money out your bank account, probably having to take off work, or you might live at home with your parents. Again, I'm not saying don't visit new countries. That should be something you want to do. But I'm speaking about things that are intentional, that probably just only involve you with little money. It's more of a social and emotional growth process that contributes to our overall self, our spiritual being. So we're practicing this thing called faith. It's all about newness. Number one, again, higher belief in something higher, higher power. Again, most of you have that. Then you're coming to self. Put yourself under that God. Put yourself under whatever that higher power is. I'm telling you, put yourself there. Nobody can come after God or after that higher power than you. If there's somebody in there, then that's going to be the problem there. If their voice is there, if what they think about you is there, their opinion, you know, you believe more in their thoughts than your own, that has to be removed. And that's a process, but that's the first place. And then we have to embrace the uncertainty. Embracing the uncertainty is a major part of this. It's really just daily drips, again, doing the things that cultivate our muscles of faith, which is newness, doing new things, new challenges at your job, maybe taking on some leadership roles. I was a teacher, and one thing about my faith walk that helped me feel like a better teacher, because everything in my life is I want to be better than I was yesterday. The competition was never left, right. It was always in the mirror. And for me, it was a challenge of, I did events from my first year teaching. I believe my second year, I did an event. These events nobody ever had done before. I just had these ideas like, how can I empower my students? It was talent shows. First one I remember, Black History Month, started with a talent show. Black History Month gathered the students together, put the plan together, put the program, put the rehearsals, and it was empowering. It was amazing. I did that every year consistently while I was at that school. And I never forget the principal, she called me and said, we have continued this Black History Month program since you left. And it was a way to empower my students, but also infuse some Black history in there. The school, we weren't getting none of that. So think about what it is that you want to do in your career, or what it is you want to do in whatever role you're in life. Bring your unique gifts to that. And that's what I tried to do as a teacher. I love empowering people. I love to inspire people. And to me, there's no greater way to do that than to bring those gifts alive that's within you. So everything I've ever done throughout my career that was new and faith-driven, it was because of things that inspired me to be a higher me and also my students. So think about what it is you want to do that's going to be uncertain. I didn't know what the program was going to turn out to be. I didn't know if the students were going to love it. I didn't know if the audience, I didn't know that, but I knew it was something inside of me that was driving me to do these things. And that's where, again, you're strengthening not only, number one, belief in yourself, and then you're embracing that uncertainty, the challenge of doing the hard things. Staying after school, I had to make sacrifices in my own personal life, but that's what we do when we have something that we're trying to do that means something to us, okay? And then the last one, number 3, on the faith walk, I would say, you've got to trust the process. This is something that, we embracing the uncertainty, but there's a process into everything of life. There's a patience. You've got to be patient. If you need something tomorrow, then that's not a faith walk. You have to trust the timing of your life. You have to truly believe that what's for you in this season is for you. Trust in the process and the timing and patience, all of these things. Again, there's so many different words that we can use to get our point across. So whether it's patience, trusting the process, timing, all of those right there goes into this point 3. What I would tell you, what I practice and what I try to do is really understand that every day is an opportunity for me to grow. Nothing that's beautiful has ever happened overnight. And I truly believe that. And I know it's hard to see that in your 20s, but I can promise you that nothing happens overnight, nothing. And it doesn't matter what we're talking about. It does not matter. There's nothing that happens overnight. I can't stress that. So trust the process. Growth is continual no matter what. I love to look at, somebody asked me recently, I had a conversation. She said, well, what does love mean to you? And I said, growth. If you look at life, if you look at nature, if you look outside, love grows things, it heals things, it brings things to life. And that is a process. If you need a teacher for patience, go look outside and look at nature. Look at the trees, plant a tree. Maybe do that. That can help you with some patience. Do something, plant a tree, water your plants every day. I'm not a green thumb girl, but I got me some plants in my current home because that's a part of patience. That's a practice. That's a bringing something to life and nurturing it to grow. It is a process. It is beautiful. You can see the evolution of it. You can see the leaves die, new ones come, the flowers bloom. So on this faith journey, it is truly spiritual because what it does, it involves all of you. It involves self. Remember, I'm all about from holy to holy, HOLY to WHOLLY. It involves every part of your system that's been given to you upon birth, your nervous system, to feel it all, to heal it all, to use your ideas, your creativity in the moment, to use the love that you have to grow, to be patient with yourself, to nurture yourself, your family, and your community. So I hope these 3 things help you if you're on the journey of uncertainty or, feeling like you need some inspiration around trusting the process, taking your time. And taking your time doesn't mean doing nothing. Taking your time means in this moment, what can I do? And I'm not trying to jump into something too soon, too quick. And I'm not eager to be somewhere that's not even ready for me. And there's a beautiful space to also be honest with yourself. Like, I'm not ready for that, but I'm going to do this in this moment so that when that comes into my life, I am ready. And I've done that. Again, I go to my career a lot because it's a major space for me, but I'll share this little quick tip or story. When I transitioned from down south, which is a major transition for me in my teaching career because I grew up in the South, predominantly white, never had a Black principal ever. And then when I moved to the DMV area, new experience, new type of students, new demographics, I was honest with myself. I said, okay, you're jumping from here to here. You're going to an all Black school, and I wanted to do that. I wanted to challenge myself, and I wanted to why not go and be with my students? These are my babies. These are my community. But it was a challenge. And I remember I was going to go to high school and I said, nope, you're going to start right here in middle school. And that was one of the reasons why, because I actually had a position offered at a high school. And I said, you're going into inner city. You need to take some baby steps. Again, understanding my personality, I know the way, my teaching style. I'm a parent, I'm a mother. We're going to do this thing together. So it's like, I understand, and I wanted to big on building relationship with my students. I want them to trust me. I want them to see me and understand that the type of love that I give, while it's maybe not a coddling, it is a nurturing, it's a growth space. So I had to be honest with myself. You're not ready for high school inner city, but you can do middle school inner city. And I ended my career before I transitioned into this space, high school inner city. And I absolutely love that position. So I'm grateful for my journey. And I hope that you continue to find gratitude on your journey. It is a process. Faith is all about newness. It's newness, honey. And when you continue to water that seed, all you need, the Bible says, it is faith the size of a mustard seed. Continue to water it daily.